Well, hello, and thank you for tuning in to Watch Mike Hike. I am Mike, coming to you from Dolly Sods in West Virginia to bring you the new Kelty Siro, I don't know how you pronounce it. We'll call it the Siro 50. It's a new pack from Kelty for spring of 2017. I've been using this pack for a little bit here, and I have found there's a lot of things that I really like about this pack, and a lot of things that I really don't like about this pack. So, actually this is a really nice spot. So, let's take a look at the pack. So while I've got the pack on, I'll show you a couple things that I really liked about the pack. One, it's one of those little touches that they put on here that it doesn't really make a big difference, but it is nice to have. It's a little elastic band that's sewn into there, so your straps aren't dangling way down, hitting you in the thighs or wherever. You know, you just roll it up in there and it keeps it nice and clean. Got a nice sternum strap. Shoulder straps are comfortable as they wrap around on your shoulders, and you've got nice load lifters here to kind of help pull the load up a little bit. These pockets that are on here, these things are awesome. These are probably the best pockets I've ever seen on a backpack or used on a backpack. They're huge. Like, I've got a big hat in here, fit a granola bar, a power bar, Snickers bar, tons of stuff in here. They're just big, they're easy to get into, extremely convenient. The mesh pockets that are on the side easily fit a Nalgene bottle pocket, or a Nalgene. Easy to get in and out of by yourself. You don't really have to have your hiking partner or anything get into there for you. There's one on each side that you can get into. I think I've just got a bag in this one right now. You can get into the lid pocket easy enough. I do have a little bit of an issue that I'll show you once I take the pack off, but you can get in there to get your map or whatever else you might have in there, your camera or whatnot. And one of the main issues I have with this pack, so it's a size medium large. I have a 19.5-inch torso, so it puts me in the range of that, but I have a 34-inch waist, and for whatever reason, I can't make this thing as tight as it needs to go. Like, it is maxed out as far as it can go, and I feel like I'd like to have it a little bit tighter, kind of just up on my hips. It's like it would fit somebody with a 35 or 36-inch waist or something, but if I pull that all the way tight, I can't seem to quite get it as tight as I would want it to really sit up on my hips the way that I would want it to. There's also a seam on the bottom part here that I'll show you when I take the pack off, but it's been riding on my hips a little rough here. In the last part of the day I've really started to notice it. So let's take the pack off and I'll show you some of the other features on it. Alright, so this is the back panel for it, and well, they've labeled it here as Feather Fit. To me it looks kind of like they tried to mimic the anti-gravity suspension that Osprey offers on like their Atmos and Aerial and Ether and stuff now. And they did a fair job of it. It doesn't really seem to do the kind of trampoline suspension on the hip belts like Osprey does, but the back panel does keep off of your back. The material that's here doesn't seem to be as breathable, but maybe it's a little more durable, it's a little bit thicker. You do have all these little kind of cutouts here to help with breathability. Now, one spot that they really messed up on, in my opinion, and well, because I'm feeling it, is the seam right here on the bottom part of the pack. The way that it wraps around, it actually hits right on my hips. And I'm not sure if you can see it there, but it's like a hard edge, and when it's wrapped around you, you've got this nice, comfortable, smooth, edge around here. But man, that one seam right there, when it gets under tension, it almost becomes sharp and just kind of starts to dig in. So, in my opinion, well, Kelty really missed on that one. Sorry. You do have a nice pocket here, right up on top, to put a hydration bladder. I don't use one, so I've used it to slide my Tyvek into. And a pack cover in there. It's actually, well, all the way down to my elbow. So, it does have some depth to it. It has a little Velcro tab right here if your bladder has a center attachment point, or two little hooks here if your bladder has the two holes in the corners. So, easily accessible place to get your bladder, so you don't have to take the rest of your gear out of your pack. Now let's spin around to the other side. I want to put you on a tripod so I can actually put things there. So on this side of the pack, you've got obviously your lid opening here. It's just a metal buckle that slides in and out of the little loop right there. Easy enough to do and really easy to snug up. So the opening here is unique in that it opens up into what I believe Kelty calls a shark's mouth opening. And it opens up, it's not a traditional lid that's going to open up and just kind of flop off the other side. That's pretty much all the further up it comes. Now with it attaching this way, I found that it affects the lid pocket. So whether you've got the pack, you know, halfway empty or full, if you take the lid and snug it up, you're kind of compressing this lid pocket. It pulls it back a little bit, and so you've got a frame bar right here on the top of it, and it makes it so you have to go over that bar to get into this lid pocket right here, and then it's kind of compressed it, and it just makes it hard to get things in and out of. So I just didn't tighten it up quite as much, so it just kind of was a little bit more loose. So you open up the shark opening, and it's something that I'm not used to. I wouldn't say it's a good or bad thing. It just makes it so you kind of just come right into the top of it here. But access is not a problem because you've got this zipper running down right down the front of the pack. You've got a little snap here to help keep the zipper in place so it doesn't work its way down just from the load pulling on it. But I found that I love having the zipper here, that it doesn't matter where anything's placed in the pack. You can shove things down on the bottom or on the sides, but you can open it up and get to whatever you've got packed down here. The pack doesn't have a separate zipper compartment for the sleeping bag, but you could pretty much open this up, reach down and grab your sleeping bag out if that's really the first thing you wanted to get to. So, pull it together, zip it up, snap it shut, and you're done. And you've got these stretch mesh pockets on the outside, same mesh that you've got for the water bottle pockets on the sides. And I don't know if you can see this, but look how stretchy this stuff is. It's still ridiculous. I love it. So, but like I threw my water filter out here. I've got like a bandana drying out there. Throw your wet socks, wet clothes. I've got a windbreaker out here, just stuff that you want to get to that's easy. You can load tons of stuff back here. I probably wouldn't put stuff with too much weight, as it's just, well, one, it's further from your back, but you might just start pulling that mesh down. I don't know, you know, over time if it'll just permanently stretch it out. You do have compression straps here on the side to help kind of pull the pack up if it's not full. Same thing down here on the bottom. You've got them coming from both sides. They do attach to kind of the back end of the water bottle pockets here. It doesn't really seem to affect capacity or anything because these things are so stretchy. It doesn't really seem to change anything there, but it does help kind of tighten up the load across the bottom of the pack. You've got I just tied it in there. Either an ice axe loop, top and bottom elastic thing up here to get the top end to, and bottom end down here. So that is your quick look at the Siro 50 from Kelty, new for 2017. I like the pack overall. I think the main thing that they missed on was that hip belt. It just really isn't going to work for me. I wish it did. I would kind of like to see just a floating lid on top instead of the shark's opening, but I think that's more just because I haven't used it enough. You know, I've been using traditional kind of opening style packs for a really long time, so it just takes a little bit to get used to. But besides that, I like the pack, just not the hip belt. So thank you for watching Watch Mike Hike. Check out these other videos I've got plenty on here, and if you like what you see, please subscribe. The more subscribers I have, the more videos I can bring you. So happy trails, and hope to see you out there. Bye.